In this video, we just want to go over the calcite shell. So, will you always use the shell? No. But if you're building a full screen app, whether that be desktop, tablet, or mobile on a phone, and that, then you're probably going to design in the shell. And you'll see the shell concept in other products like data pipelines and the ArcGIS Online Map Viewer and Scene Viewer or builders. And you'll start to see it show up in dashboards and a few other places and so again, this demo is just set up in our stock way for IntelliSense with the .vs code settings file for calcite IntelliSense, also the vconfig to launch it. Now I might have some styles in here, but we don't really need them and that sort of thing, just so you know. Nothing in main.js really. So it's really just this HTML. I do have a bunch of SVGs in here so that we can kind of see what the areas are of the shell. Okay, and again, this is just header information, and so it's really, here's the body, and there's a calcite shell and a reference to the script, even though we're not using it. So I'll just expand the shell, and this gets kind of into this slot concept that we, inside this calcite shell, I'm going to make a bunch of references to some images. And there they are. And then I'm going to slide them into certain slots. Whose slot? Well, who are you inside? I'm inside the calcite shell, so it'll be a slot on that shell. And so there's panel start, end, header, footer. And then I didn't say here where to put this one, so that goes in the default one, which is the center. We'll see this shortly. And there's the top and the bottom. I think I've already, have I launched it? Maybe I have not. If not, I'll just launch it real quick. Again, this is just so that we can have a visual in our mind of what these slots are. I'm going to see if I have. It should be right here. This feels like it. Is it launched? Yes, this should be it. Just refresh there in that. So now if I go full screen, it can get confusing because my scalable vector graphics aren't big enough But you can see that there is this header area, top. There's a footer on the bottom, and there's a panel start. Now it goes between from top, top to bottom between the header and footer. So I'm just going to resize this. Actually, that works out. That's a good place to resize it there, just so you really get a feel for these areas. So there is this area called header that goes all at the top, all the way from the left, all the way to the right. Now, if you don't use it, then these other slots will expand to take up that extra space. We have the footer on the bottom, all the way to the left and right. We do have a panel top and a panel bottom. But just note that the panel start way over here on the left in green goes all the way from panel top all the way to panel bottom and is over on the left. Panel end all the way from the top to the bottom. That's panel top and bottom. All the way on the right. We do have a panel top above the default area. We do have a panel bottom below the default area you'll hear me say in other videos that this panel top, bottom, start, and default, very similar to a layout I'm familiar with from the Java world called the border layout. So these are where you're going to put content in. Usually you have an action bar over here on the left. You'll see this, like I said, in dashboards, the map viewer, the scene viewer, data pipelines. So you'll see it through all the a lot of the web products that exist in ArcGIS Online. And again, if you don't say where you're going to put something, if you're not specifically going to put it in the header, the footer, the top, the bottom, the start, the end, then it's going to go into this default area here, right? So this gives you just a visual of what this shell is, right? And where, right, visually, this is what it looks like and where you can put content. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show in this video. So that's all for now.